Reality. It's an ambiguous concept. It's an individual's perception of environment and situations with their five senses. What that means is how you perceive it is how it is. So when we come to terms with that, we realize we, in fact, create our reality.
We create our own reality. We decide who we are and what we're gonna be. We create our own.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the LVLD podcast with me, Mike Adler. Thank you for joining me today. It's another beautiful Monday. Hopefully, I'm shooting this on Friday, so I don't actually know, but let's go with it. Hope it's a good Monday. Another start to the week. Let's start the week off strong. Real quick before we get started, if you could please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this channel. Every sub counts and is appreciated. So if you could just take a quick second, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notifications when new videos come out. I've been posting shorts every day, so there's new shorts, new content every day, and then the podcast as well. I'm thinking about doing the podcast more than once a week, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'm still getting in the swing of, posting content daily, because I also post every day on Instagram and TikTok, so you can also follow me over there at The Real Mike Adler. That'll be in the description below this video as well. Kind of easy to remember, but new content on all three of those platforms daily, and I try to post different things on each platform, so follow on each one so you can get a little bit of everything. New content regularly on all platforms. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching these podcasts. We're still, getting it off the ground, so each and every view really counts. And if you could also share the episode, that will help more than anything. Word of mouth, aka sharing, and telling your people about it goes further than anything, further than advertising and all of that. Like, people like to hear from their friends that something is worth checking out. So something as simple as hitting that share button and writing a quick message about why someone should watch it is something that could change the future of this podcast, as simple as sharing. So just wanted to get those quick little things out of the way. Thank you again for joining me here today. And this week we're going to talk about creating your own reality. That's right, creating your own reality. Now, I don't know if you have paid attention, but the intro and outro to this show, there's a song playing, and it's called Create Your Own Reality. That song is my song. That's me performing it. I produced the instrumental and record the vocals is me as well. But I was thinking of show topics, and I know I told you that I like to do my shows spur of the moment sort of thing. I come up, before I shoot, I just have a quick brainstorming session on what should I do today, and just spitball ideas. And I was thinking, I just started putting in the description of these shows that the music is by me, because I was like, I wanted to use my own music for the intro and outro to begin with, because if you don't know, music is really what I was pursuing before I started focusing on business. So I've been on a musical hiatus for a few years, but before that it was 15 years of making music. So I will be getting back to it. I have the itch to make some new music, but I've been in a different season of my life the past few years. But I was like, why am I not? Well, I guess I just forgot to tell people, like, hey, this is my music. So I started putting in the description, this is the name of the song and how it's by me. But when I was thinking of show ideas, I was like, I never really addressed the whole concept of that song that I use in the intro. So I figured that would be a good topic for today, because it's right in line with what the show is all about, which is why it's the intro to the show to begin with. So that's what we're going to talk about. So, creating your own reality. If you listen in the intro to that song, it starts out with me talking. And I can't remember word for word what I said right now, but it's something along the lines of reality is what a person experiences with their five senses and is unique to each individual. Because reality is based on perception and perspective. Actually, that's this tattoo right here, Trip, which is one of my bands, the last musical venture I did was this 2-man band, Trip, and that stands for True Reality is Perspective and Perception as well. So reality is different to everyone, and because even if like something is the same, something happens, the way that I perceive it is gonna be unique because I have a certain set of experiences and knowledge and outlook on life that has molded me into seeing things a certain way. So that's why there's two sides to every story, or at least two sides, but because it's literally different for one person than it is for another. So you can decide in a sense what your reality is, and not just decide, but you can create your reality, because it's just yours. No one else is experiencing what your reality is. So when you start to wrap your head around that, it's very freeing and empowering, because you realize that you're able to live whatever life you want, and that you aren't bound to, like, maybe up until you have this realization, you've been allowing external factors to affect how you feel and your mood and the way you see things. And I just did an episode, one of the previous episodes is about that concept, about not how the outside external factors aren't what determines your life. But when you realize that you are the one in control of your reality, what are you going to do with that? You have this knowledge now, what are you going to do with it? And I want to, you may be saying, yeah, I have this, you said it, but that doesn't mean it's true. But that's why I really want you to understand this. Like, think of, so I'm looking at something that's the color red. But you can look at that and say it's red as well. But how do I know what my eyes and brain process and see as that color are the same as what you see? You could look at that same thing, and what you see in your eyes and your brain is what my brain considers blue. But because you've always been told that that shade is red, you and I can both agree that we're looking at a red thing. But we don't know that you're actually seeing my blue. And I'm seeing your red, or whatever you see it. But you get what I'm saying. We can't know because we can't crawl into each other's mind, but we can agree that it's the same thing that we've been calling it. Which is, when it comes to reality, like, something happens. We can both agree that this happened, but how it happened and what, like, the details of that happening are gonna be up to you, how you saw it. And that again goes back to everything that makes you, your upbringing, the environment and experiences that you've had that have made you into you, ultimately are going to determine how things happened. And then you go into the topic of memories. If you're basing things off memories are super, like, inaccurate. It's just your brain piecing together things and in a way that you want it to be remembered. I don't know the statistic, but the majority of people's memories of things are very inaccurate, because you remember things the way that you want to remember them, and also your brain will block things out that it doesn't want you to remember. That's why people who have experienced traumatic things have, blocked out that whole memory. So all those things come into play when it comes to determining your reality. But so you're able to create the reality that you want to live, because you can decide what you believe. And while you can't maybe physically make things appear, you can decide what you want your future to be and what you accept as who you are. And that's like the biggest thing, is who you are. Your reality is going to be a reflection of who you are. And you in your head say who you are. You are not what your past is and the things that you've done. You are who you believe you are. People can say that it's delusion, but it doesn't matter what they say, because they're not living your reality. It's uniquely yours. So nothing matters what anyone else says. So you can decide how you are going to react to a situation. You can decide, you can literally say whatever you want about something that happens in your life. A situation happens, whatever it may be. A dog pees on a mailbox. I'm just coming up with something. But you can see that and say, in your head that to you, that was what you saw was a person handing someone a rose. No one can argue that, because if you say that's what you saw and that's what you truly believe to be what happened, no one can argue it. They can try and argue it, but it doesn't matter what they say because they're not experiencing your reality. So I'm just trying to drive this idea home. Like, it's not like you say, I have a Lamborghini and you don't, but like it's just gonna appear. That's not what I mean by creating your reality. But you can say, I have a Lamborghini, and believe that you have it until you do. And even if it doesn't come into, like, you can keep believing it. And in your head, if you believe it, then there's a very good chance that it will manifest in your life. But it just, what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't mean saying like you create your reality does not mean you just say something and it appears. But it is strongly tied to manifestation, because like that previous example, if you tell yourself that you believe it, and you believe it so hard that you feel it, like you can, when you're in your car that you own, you feel like you're in that Lambo. And I mean, if you've learned anything about manifestation, that is a key part of it, is feeling that you feeling the emotion that you will feel when you have achieved or have what it is you're trying to manifest. So when I say you create your reality, that is part of it, because in the process of telling the outside world that you have this thing and you believe it to the point where you feel it, why wouldn't it happen in your life? Because you're telling your subconscious that you have it. Your subconscious doesn't know. It believes that you have it too, and it's going to seek out and do whatever it can to prove that that is true, meaning putting yourself in situations and finding opportunities that are more likely to bring that into your life. That's how the whole process works of the law of attraction and manifestation. So you have control of your life. So I really want this to be empowering for you. I want you to, leave this episode realizing you can have whatever life you want. But you have to overcome that scarcity limiting mindset of, it's not real yet, I don't have it yet, like it's not, no one else believes it or sees it, because again, it doesn't matter what anyone else says, because it's your life, it's your reality. So you can have whatever it is you want. You can have the life that you want. And so many people are so stuck in just that limited way of thinking that they don't realize the power that they have. And it's crippling to many people. Many people are, beat themselves up because they don't have what the other person has, or they don't, they're not where they want to be. But I'm telling you, you can be where you want to be, but it starts with your mind. Like, you have to tell yourself that is your life, that you have that. You have what you want. and take the actions. Like, you can't just, I mean, you could just sit around and say that you have this dream life that you imagine, and if you truly believe it, you'll be happy because you believe that you have it all, and so you already have it. But if you really want it to come into, if you want it to be tangible, it's going to take action as well. But it all starts with the belief, and also with not allowing other people and their view, their perspective, and their idea of reality to affect yours, because it doesn't matter. All that matters is you. This is your life, and you only get one, as far as we know. So please don't spend it feeling like shit about yourself and thinking that you will never have what it is you want. Realize that you can have it, and start to think that way. Start to, I guess, manifest the life that you want. But it all starts up here. Or if you watched the last episode, we don't know if it's up here. Wherever the mind is, it starts in your mind. And just pay attention to the intro next time you watch this show, or go back and play the intro. Listen to the intro and what I say in that song. But yeah, that's what I wanted to discuss today. Is you can have the reality. Your reality is up to you. You can create it or destroy it the way, however you see fit. But don't allow the outside world to determine your reality. Make sense? Cool. Well, I hope that resonates with you, and I hope you take that to heart and start trying to shift your mindset to really wrap your head around that and start living it. And again, I appreciate you joining me here on this beautiful Monday. Hopefully it's beautiful. And again, if you could just hit subscribe, share this episode, please. Get the word out about this podcast. I would really, really appreciate that. And then, as always, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, where we cover things like fitness, mindset, accountability, and your goals, there's a link in the description to sign up for that. And then also my Get Fit Blueprint is available if you need to get in shape, not sure where to start, how to go about it. That's going to be your roadmap to getting the body, the physique that you want. So that link will be in the description as well. And I think that covers everything. So thanks again for joining me. Until next time, create your own reality. Peace.